Hello there fellow viewers, my name's Matt List from What Pictures and welcome back to Why It's Okay, the show where we look at ideas that people may think that they are alone in thinking these certain things and spread them and share them out into the world so that people can come together and talk open and honestly about any sorts of topics that people may think they're different for thinking certain things. And if that made any sense to you, because I don't know what the hell I just said, today we are going to be talking about why it's okay to cheat on your girlfriend. Right, so this is something I have seen popping up all over the bloody internet, especially if you type in why it's okay onto Google. One of the first auto suggestions that comes up is why it's okay to cheat. Ergo be girlfriend, boyfriend, spouse, partner, whoever, gerbil, I don't care. That thing is right there for people to click. So it's quite a popular search term, so I'm wondering why so many people are searching this thing. So I know what you're thinking, like, Matt, why are you talking about why it's okay to cheat? But I mean, it's something that needs to be talked about, so it's not clickbait if I'm talking about it, so it's fine. You honestly thought I was going to talk about why it's okay to actually cheat on someone, didn't you? Huh? You thought I was going to justify it? Huh? No. But it is serious, so something needs to be said. Okay. The search volume for this alone is much more than I expected, which is very worrying because a lot of people, especially a lot of younger people these days, are the ones who are searching and using Google for these certain type of things. So if this certain phrase is being hit into Google so many millions of times, there's a lot of people who are going to be thinking this. So my message out there to people who are searching this is that you should never cheat on someone. Like ever. Anyone. Ever. And that's as simple as it is. Not just because of the psychological damage that you can do to that one person alone, but simply just out of respect, out of being a respectful person to someone else's feelings. What I will say is that if you are in a relationship and you do find yourself not as keen to be in that relationship as you once were, then you have to work out exactly what the problem is and why you feel that way. So you need to honestly talk to your partner and to communicate about what this problem may be, why you're feeling this way. But what I stress is that this certain point right here, the whole communicating thing and the whole actually trying to do something about it, is the whole point I'm trying to make. I think the more thing is that people back, a couple of decades ago, they didn't have this constant communication, so there was always a certain level of trust people used to have within each other. So instead of just running away from a certain problem, just because it might be easier to jump into bed with someone else rather than talk about the problem that you may have with this person in this relationship, doesn't mean that that's what should happen. And if you have done everything that you can and you've tried to find a solution to this problem, however, you still don't feel the same way as you once did about this other person in the relationship, then that's when the relationship should end. And this is not an excuse to go jumping into bed with somebody else. Also, if you are already in a relationship and you find that you start growing feelings towards someone else whilst you're still together with someone else, that isn't an excuse either. Just because you might feel a certain way about someone else doesn't mean you should go and jump into bed with them. It means that you should assess your relationship, look at exactly what you want. If this other person is someone you want to be with for the rest of your life, then end that relationship, then continue to grow feelings for this other person. Because at the end of the day, the other person in the relationship deserves to know exactly what's going on, and they don't deserve to be treated like shit. It doesn't matter how many times you've been in an argument, doesn't matter how many times you may fall out about things, you have to realize that this is not an excuse to go and fuck somebody else. But I think, especially for the people who would try to search this in to find an answer, the point of the video for them is, if you knew exactly what you did to someone else when you cheat on them, I don't think you'd ever do it again. Or I'd like to think not, because I'd like to see the best in everyone. But it can break people. The shattering of someone else's ability to love and to trust another human being. Say you are in a relationship and this other person loves you with all their heart and you cheat on them. That's basically you saying they will never be good enough for as long as they live. Now imagine if someone said that to you. It might not necessarily be words that come out of your mouth, but that's essentially what is being said. How dare you let someone else think that they aren't good enough for the rest of their lives? And you can say, oh yeah, but they'll find someone else. Yeah, months after trying to figure out who they are and how they can be a part of a relationship again. Learning to trust someone else and putting their feelings and emotions into someone else's hands without it being crushed again at the mere possibility of, oh, I fancied a shag. It's fucking pathetic. So if you are thinking about cheating, the only thing I can say is just end it. Because if you want to go ahead and do it for yourself and not to ruin someone else's life. And yeah, they will get over it at some point, but the point is no one should have to be put through that. But just try to remember that if you have been cheated on, and this resonates with you and how you've been feeling, just remember that it's not actually about you. It's about the other person who cheated on you and their own insecurities. Because that's the only reason why they're doing it. They're trying to justify themselves by trying to be with another person. And yeah, it's pathetic, but that's someone's insecurity about themselves, and it's nothing to do with you. And as much as it will hurt or has hurt, at the end of the day, you're going to be a better person without them in your lives. So try not to take it too personally, okay? Because at the end of the day, if someone's that insecure about themselves, bin them. You don't need that. You don't need that shit. You know what I mean? Come on. Get out there. Well, thank you very much for watching this episode of Why It's Okay. I do hope it does help some way. I don't know how or where or when or who, but hopefully it does. Please subscribe to the channel. It does help us out a lot. And please do like this video. Also check out everything else that we do. My name's Matt Litch from What Pictures, and that is why it's okay to cheat on your girlfriend. See ya!